All right, despite it being lower on the main card than another bantamweight showdown, this 135 scrap between Sarah Longo fighter Aljamain Sterling and Elevation Fight Team's Cory the Sandman Sandhagen could have more significant title implications than the fight after it. I'm super excited for this one, Meat Boy. Funkmaster Sterling is 18-3 overall, has 10 wins in the UFC. He's on a 4-fight win streak that featured wins against, at the time, 15-0 undefeated fighter Brett Johns, the Welshman, Cody Stamann, Jimmy Rivera, and most recently Pedro Munoz. Sandhagen, meanwhile, is 5-0 in the UFC. He has recent impressive wins over John Lineker and Rafael Sunsao, who's fighting right after him, interestingly enough. I'm stoked to see how this plays out in the feet because I think both fighters have some slick stand-up, especially Sandhagen. He's got that quick, consistent jab that he pumps out with such effectiveness and just, I don't know, he just has all-around badass kickboxing skills. But what do you think? Meat Boy, does the Sandman get it done?
You know, it's really hard for me to bet against Aljamain Sterling. I mean, he's been looking so good. I mean, he just mopped Pedro Munoz, who just flatlined Cody. Kind of funny they're on the same card now, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Cory, he's I mean, if anything, he's gonna get it done by TKO. If it goes the distance, I have my money on Sterling. I think his cardio is unmatched.
Yeah, so I tend to agree with you. If I was betting a finish, I think that I would look towards Sandhagen. I think he's got maybe he has the slight edge on the feet. But if I'm just taking this fight at face value and throwing down just a little bit of money, if I'm looking at the odds real quick, Sandhagen, it's basically a pick 'em, right? So the odds makers are pretty torn on this one. But with Sterling, how do you think he's gonna win it if he does? Because we said Sandman, might be able to TKO him. So how do you think Sterling gets the job done?
Yeah, so personally, I think Sterling's going to get it done, and it's going to be by decision. Man, it might even be a split. This is such a close fight, but Sterling has that high-level jiu-jitsu, and we have to keep in mind these new cages are, I think it's 5 feet smaller, so that's going to be a big, advantage in Sterling's favor.
Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't even consider that, to be honest. But with Sterling's wrestling pedigree, you wonder if the 5 feet of less space, it's easier for him to close the distance, get those takedowns, and kind of implement his superior ground game. Great points. Overall, I'm going Sterling. It's a near pick'em, but you sold me on that last point. I think the smaller cage is really going to impact how this thing goes down. I think Sterling's going to be able to close the distance, get those effective takedowns, and ultimately wins by decision. So UFC 250, that's it, Meat Boys.